Chris Jones has just super kicked Vince G through the barbershop window. Now, for all my old school WWF fans who know what the fuck I'm talking about, you already know what I'm talking about. For those of you who do not, there was a tag team back in the AWA called the Midnight Rockers who moved on to the WWF and wrestled as the Rockers. And they were Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. When the shtick ran out and it kind of became boring, it was time for the superstar of the team, Shawn Michaels, a.k.a. Chris Jones, to move on to individual stardom and start winning championships and headline WrestleManias and shit like that, where Marty Jannetty would just kind of fizzle out and eventually wrestle on the indie circuit and kind of just become a nobody, a.k.a. Vince G. So, the way that they did that, the way that they broke them up, is they had the superstar, Shawn Michaels, a.k.a. Chris Jones, super kick Marty Jannetty, a.k.a. Vince G, through Brutus Beefcake's barbershop window. And that's exactly what happened this weekend. Chris Jones took the step that he needed to take to separate himself from POG, from Vince G, to go on to individual glory. And I do not blame him one bit. And I was a little misled from, a lot of people are asking me my take on this, because they know how big of a fan, Chris Jones fan I am. And they know that he's been my Man Crush Monday for the past 75 Mondays. And I say the same exact thing when Marissa is sitting right here. And to my defense, as all this was unfolding over the weekend, I told Elgin Intensity that I want to make a response video. I want to comment on what's going on here. But I had a funny feeling, this little inkling, that I may be meeting Chris Jones sometime very soon. Maybe even before the month is out. But I don't know that for sure. So I don't want to piss him off just in case. And but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm on his side anyway. There's nothing I could say that would piss him off in this whole video. So I'm going to go ahead and make this video for you guys, since a lot of you have been asking me. And everyone is making some kind of a response video. I saw Mark Lobliner, my man Jay Weezy from Jay Weezy's World, made a response video, or his thoughts on it. So I'm going to give you my thoughts. And Chris Jones is 100% absolutely right. Now, I was misled a little bit by Chris's last video that he made about 6 months ago, where he said the title of the video was something like, "Is Vince G still a part of POG?" And the way that Chris made it sound was Vince was very, very instrumental in the behind-the-scenes portion of POG. When it came down to shipping out the shirts and to the supplements and everything like that, Vince was the man behind the scenes, booking them to go wherever they had to go for appearances and shit like that. Vince was the man that was handling all that while Chris was doing the videos. And then as the videos started going on and the weeks were going on, you see Chris with all these containers in his living room, taking up living room space with all these shirts and shit. And you're like, I thought Vince was taking care of all that. Why is Chris storing all this shit in his living room? And now in these videos, you see he's got racks and racks and racks of fucking bins just with different size shirts and different color shirts and everything. So you kind of got the feel, and you didn't really think about it until all this is panning out. But yeah, Chris is right. He's doing all of the fucking work. And Chris, back in that video, kind of blamed the trolls a little bit for Vince not wanting to put out videos and not wanting to show his face, because he always gets the thumbs down. And like I always said, thumbs down is still a fucking view. And if you look at Vince's videos that he's posted over the past couple of months, the very few that he has, they all have very, very high views. Now, whether or not that's the fucking trolls clicking on the video just to thumbs down it and it gets the view that way, or to leave a shitty negative comment, they're still getting ad revenue from that. But Chris is still doing 99% of the work, so I'm not saying that Vince is holding his weight at all, but I thought that Vince was playing, that this whole thing was a work. And when Vince was making videos about 7-minute shaker bottle reviews and fucking forearm tutorials and training at Planet Fitness with his girlfriend, I was like, this is fucking genius. He's trolling the trolls. But then after this last video, I'm pretty sure, in fact, I'm very sure that he was 100% serious with all that, and that's just his way of getting behind the camera because he's so fucking camera shy. But Chris has got my 100% support. I subscribe to the Beast Mode Training Camp site, channel, which I'm sure all of you have by now as well. And I will continue to support Chris. And my 2 cents for Vince G is, if you are going to continue the POG channel on your own, if Chris does in fact separate 100% from POG and just does Beast Mode Training Camp from here on out, and you do not want to lose the 700,000 subscribers that you have, stop training at Planet Fitness. Stop doing 7-minute shaker bottle reviews. Stop doing forearm tutorials. Start posting some dominant shit. Okay? I don't know what you have to do that, but you can't be doing shaker bottle review videos, brother. That's all I got to say. So there's my 2 cents on it, and new video this week.